These doubts have grown so strong that I find myself analyzing every man I see, wondering, is he the one? Could it be him? I don't know if this is just some unhealed trauma sabotaging my happiness, or if it's genuinely my intuition trying to tell me something. Hey gang, welcome back to the Hollowed Halls of Magic's Monologue. Magic here, your curator of personal growth and the sage keeper of the keys to today's tome of wisdom and knowledge. Hey there, friend, let's start the show. But here's a stat I think you should know. 82% of you stop by, but don't subscribe. My, oh my. So here's my task. It's quick and it's free. Smash that button and show love to me. Ring the bell, it's quite the deal. And I'll bring content that's got appeal. Today's video, I, 25 female, am suddenly terrified about my upcoming marriage to my fiance, male 27. Let's begin the journey. For some context, I grew up watching my parents endure one of the worst divorces imaginable. Afterward, they both remarried, but their second marriages were deeply unhappy and abusive. Ooh, that's not a good legacy, guys. This is why I say always look at her family, her parents' relationship, her mom, because these are the original patterns that her psyche models after and is the basis of her model of the world. The old saying, you want to see your future? Look at her mom. Those experiences left a slight impact on how I view relationships and commitment. As a side note, the divorce rate for second marriages in the United States is about 67%, and for third marriages, it's a whopping 73%. Usually people don't address their personal issues and carry them over into the next relationship. Once you've been through a divorce, it's easier the second time around than being accountable for your personal bullcrap. My fiance and I have been together for 6 years. He's truly the most wonderful person, kind, loving, and supportive. He shares my quirks in the best possible ways and makes me laugh. And spending time with him has always felt easy and joyful. I've never doubted his faithfulness or his love for me. But since we set a wedding date, I've been paralyzed with fear, and I can't stop thinking about how we should break up. So, we have a woman here, guys, that has nice things to say about her man. They've been together for 6 years, which is more than the 4 to 5 years I said should be done to truly get to know each other. But wait, there's more. The thought of never living alone terrifies me. I'll never have the chance to move to a new city on a whim, to fall in love again, or to discover who I am without someone by my side. Beyond that, I'm scared I might have settled on the first kind and loving man I met because I wanted the opposite of my parents' toxic relationship. What if he's not actually the one? Did we catch that insight into the female mind? This applies to so many of you now or in the future. She said, I'm scared I might have settled on the first kind and loving man I met. This is important. Women are wired on an evolutionary level to question if they got the best deal they could. Now, some women are smart enough to keep this evolutionary drive in check and realize a good thing when they have it. However, In today's world, you must always be mindful that women are taught not to manage their emotions, nor take accountability for their actions based upon them. Now, in her defense, the driver of her behavior is her parents' toxic legacy. These doubts have grown so strong that I find myself analyzing every man I see, wondering, is he the one? Could it be him? I don't know if this is just some unhealed trauma sabotaging my happiness, or if it's genuinely my intuition trying to tell me something. What if I walk away and never find another love as safe and as happy as this one? What if I lose my best friend forever? I feel completely paralyzed by these thoughts, and I don't know who to talk to about this in my life. Right. First, I'm going to tell you what appears to me. Then, I'll share my thoughts and lessons with you bros out there. For the sake of YouTube, I probably should say the following. I am not a professional, and this is in no way to be taken as a diagnosis. It is my personal opinions and life observations, and is for entertainment purposes only. In my opinion, it seems to be a couple of things happening here. Baby girl, I think you have some serious trauma. I guess I could call it fear of repetition of your parents' toxic marriage, likely fostered by a fear of repeating their mistakes, thusly creating a subconscious association between commitment and the inevitable pain and failure of you becoming, well, them. When you talk about living alone and falling in love again and discovering yourself, have you ever noticed women talk a lot about discovering themselves and working on themselves and healing from trauma? Screams to me unresolved desires for autonomy and exploration, which have been overshadowed by your long-term relationship. I used to believe in the concept of the one. However, I have lived long enough to evolve past romanticizing this fantasy. It seems you are second-guessing your choices, which, I could be wrong, are the hallmarks of an anxious attachment style, a perfectionistic mindset, or an inability to accept that love often requires effort rather than a mystical perfect fit. So, basically, anxious attachment style tendencies, commitment anxiety fueled by childhood trauma, perfectionism and overanalysis stemming from, well, fear of failure. By the way, guys, one could argue she has what I call hypergamy doubt or hypergamy doubt. The instinct to analyze every man reflects the hypergamous tendency to evaluate potential partners against each other, even when in a committed relationship. This leads me to wonder if you have the inability to appreciate stability. Normally, many of you gentlemen experience this as a woman undervaluing a good man who meets emotional and practical needs. Meanwhile, she is secretly yearning for novelty or freedom, which may lead to relationship-killing actions and behaviors which everyone regrets later. I do believe we often call that screwing around and getting divorced, or F around and find out. Baby girl, you need serious therapy. And if you want to keep this guy, you need to come clean with him. I would suggest individual and couples counseling, making him part of the recovery process. Also, do him a solid and make sure you don't choose some man-hating womanist to work with. If you plan on successfully marrying him and being his wife and mother to his kids, then find a therapist who has respect for traditional masculinity and gender roles. So, what is my advice to you guys, since this is a men's channel? Easy.
Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest!
I know we are all indoctrinated to play white knight, and that you may say, but I love her. But my brothers from another mother's, she comes from a toxic family. She has serious issues as listed above. The odds of success are worse than winning a hand at a blackjack table with 8 decks face down, which is roughly about 42.22%. You relationship guys, think about this. Do you want to invest in a woman who is going to be the mother of your children and your wife with a 57.78% chance of divorce, failure, and you getting bent over by the family court system? There is a saying, nobody is special. Therefore, chances are you will not be the guy who beats these odds. And if you think you are, then in my not so humble opinion, you are a POS. And you all know what POS stands for doing that to your future children. If you found value in this channel, then help a brother out by doing 3 things. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, and share this with at least 3 friends who need to learn from this channel. Confession is good for the soul and this channel. Send me your personal relationship stories to share, or if you see an article online you think I should cover, send the link to stories@magicsmonologue.com. If you have a moment, subscribe to my Locals, Rumble, X, Getter, or Gab for future politically incorrect content which this platform may not appreciate. Through this, you're leading by example, encouraging other men to rise higher, and ensuring you live a life of passion, purpose, and prosperity. If you're on YouTube and you want another video like this one, then click here and watch Am I the A-hole for insane jealousy which could end our marriage? Otherwise, if you can't wait for my next new video, then click on one of these right now and watch another. Know the risks, play the game wisely, and I'll see you in the winner's circle.